Why is Dad's hat here?
Mom?
There's blood on it.
Is Dad okay?
I'm sure he just scratched himself, girls, okay? It's gonna be just fine.
Mom, what was that? Mom?
Mom? You guys, come on, come on, come on.
I'm scared.
Run! Greg!
Is that an animal?
You guys be careful, run! Run! Stay close, girls. Stay close. Stay with me! Greg!
Wait.
In 1735, my ancestor, Mother Leeds, was pregnant with her 13th child, and it said, under the pain of birth, of labor, she cried out, "Let it be the devil," and so it was. The creature, the baby was born normally at first, but then metamorphosed into this dragon-like creature. In some accounts, the creature sort of thrashes everyone in the room. In other accounts, it kills the women who are attending the birth, and then it flies around the room and out the chimney and into the night.
And that, many say, is the earliest story of the Jersey Devil. Children born in that time with a genetic defect, born alive or dead, but of nature gone awry, and such a monstrosity, as it was sometimes called, or even monster, would often be thought to be a sign of some sort, or evidence of some kind of satanic activity or witchcraft.
After hearing ominous sounds in the woods, Wendy and her daughters sought refuge in an abandoned house.
Be careful, Mom. Mom, I'm scared.
It's okay, sweetie. Hello? Is anyone home?
What do you see? What do you see, Mom?
Safe, come on. Come on, guys. Just don't touch anything. Oh, Joey, Christina, come on. Oh, wait.
Whoa. Oh my God.
Joey, please
Wow.
come here, okay? Sweetie. Mom, what is this place? I don't know, honey. It's okay. Come on, let's go look through the house. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
Legends like the Jersey Devil have perpetuated a condition known as triskaidekaphobia. This phobia affects as many as 21 million Americans each year. But what exactly do these millions fear? The compelling answer when Lost Tapes returns. A triskaidekaphobic fears the number 13, a phobia exploited by horror films and literature. Some claim this fear originated with the story of the Last Supper, where 13 people were seated at the table, including the traitorous disciple, Judas. In more modern times, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt feared dining in a group of 13, and auto mogul Henry Ford refused to conduct business on Friday the 13th. Today, the age-old fear of Friday the 13th costs American businesses millions of dollars each year in cancellations and no-shows.
Oh, Greg. Oh, my God, you okay? Oh, my God, you okay?
Girls, listen, I need you to go. Go over here and get me and your mom.
Oh, my God. Greg.
Girls, go hide. Go!
Which way do we go?
No way. Wait, don't. You're here. No. Go inside. Wait. There's no door. In here. Go.
The Jersey Devil, or the Leeds Devil as it is sometimes called, is a cryptid animal. It is mostly described as a flying bipedal creature, meaning that it stands upright. There are variations on this that has the body of a gaunt horse. The forelegs are shorter. The hind legs are actually skinny but hooved. There are wings that, depending on reports, vary from 2 feet outstretched to 4 to 6 to 8 even. It has a tail, which is considered a spike or forked as part of its demonic or supernatural origin.
It frightens people, especially children, and it kills livestock and wreaks havoc on social order. And there were really a surprising number of attacks in a very short period of time.
From literally the 1700s, we go from 1951 to 1960, when a $10,000 reward was offered, to 1991, on to 2007, 2008, and sightings there.
The scariest thing about the Jersey Devil is its appearance and its size. You know, it's this man-sized or larger than man-sized dragon. I mean, if I saw that coming toward me, I'd certainly run the other way too.
Whoa. Wait. What's going on here? Wait. Listen. Cooper! Come on, get him, Roy, get him!
Oh God. Just stay quiet. We'll be okay. I scared him away. We're safe.
Thank you, Mom.
The baby.
Mom? Oh, the directions. Mom.
Honey, it's gonna be okay.
Greg, I'm not having our baby in this house.
Okay, let's go.
The earliest vertebrates to fly weren't birds, they weren't bats, but they were a group of animals now extinct that were called pterosaurs. During their heyday, they ruled the skies.
If you had a creature that was like a pterodactyl, it would probably match the description pretty closely. It would also explain why the Native Americans had their legends about these flying dragons.
You know, there are birds like sandhill cranes that stand, 4 to 5 feet tall, that if you were seeing it in bad light, you might mistakenly believed that you were looking at something that was not a real creature at all, that was something not known to exist.
The persistence of the New Jersey Devil legend has been one that has defied science. When you put the pieces together, you can see where the Jersey Devil would be an amalgam of literally different kinds of animals, and it would take something more supernatural than in natural selection to create such a creature.
Honey, come on. Let's go.
Christina, we're gonna be okay, baby. I promise. Okay.
Get going, run! Joey, come on, hurry up!
I'm coming.
Run! Stay down!
Stop! We're going the wrong way.
No, it's this way, Christina, come on!
It's in the
It's on the ground again. It's okay, baby. It's okay. I'm scared. Dad, look how close we are. Come on, let's go.
Okay, listen carefully. When I say go, you drop everything and you run straight for the car, okay? We stick together, got it? Okay. Go! Come on! Joey, get in the car!
The Stark family drove themselves to a nearby hospital. Wendy gave birth to a healthy baby boy, and Greg received stitches for minor injuries. They reported the encounter to police, but investigators found no sign of a creature, nor could they locate the family dog. The mystery of the Jersey Devil remains unsolved, and like most mysteries, it survives precisely because of the questions it raises. Do entities like these live only in the minds of the eyewitnesses, or do they live among us? Get more Lost Tapes online, more monsters, more experts, more video. AnimalPlanet.com/Lost Tapes.